So we're back. Welcome back to Into the Starfield, guys. I'm your host, Joe, here with my co-host, Chase and Zach. And as always, we're actually recording this live on YouTube and Twitch. So there's a video element to this podcast if you're listening to it on audio. So make sure to go check us out at Happy Pants on YouTube, at Happy Pants Crew on Twitch. And if you enjoy what you're listening to, then make sure to go ahead and follow us or subscribe so you can get future episodes. I think we have one more planned for before the release of Starfield, and then another really soon after as like our first impressions. So, and then obviously we'll continue to do more. So, yeah.
Our
how you guys
impressions
doing?
are the most valuable impressions.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yes. Yeah. Now it's a month out, guys. How you feeling? Month
I
away.
mean,
Last time it was a month
numb.
since the direct. Now it's a month till the game.
I have just done nothing in the way of looking at Starfield content.
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest just to sit
Trying
on
to ignore it, yeah.
Yes, trying to ignore it. Like all of social media is the loudest firecracker.
I was thinking about this the other day. I am my birthday's coming up here real soon, and I'm more excited for Starfield to release than I am for my own birthday. Like,
You've had like what, a bunch of those.
oh
right,
yeah,
at this
exactly.
point?
How
Yeah.
many Starfield releases have I had?
Yeah, it's definitely not like double digits at all.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then
Well,
again, how can we talk about Bethesda games in that context? How many Bethesda games have been released? I don't know.
In your lifetime.
in my lifetime,
Probably
That
not
you've
many.
that you've like played.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that changes things.
excuse me.
It was a low number, and then it's just
Uh,
lower now. It doesn't matter.
It's probably close to 10.
10?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
you've got. Do you want me to list it out right now?
I
Do
mean,
it.
kind of
Does-
curious.
Do DLCs count?
No.
Yeah, DLCs. There's a whole game.
No.
Basically a
Dude,
whole
some
game.
of the Morrowind DLCs are huge, though.
Morrowind has DLCs?
Like 3.
Oh my god. I need to actually play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably close to 10. Probably not quite though. But let's talk a little. I mean, we have a pretty big topic today that we're going to talk about: space magic, that everyone's calling it.
Is it everyone? Is everyone calling it space magic?
Everyone's calling it space, but no one has a niftier name for it yet.
Okay. I mean, that's what we were calling it, and I was wondering if that's
It's
the general
everywhere.
consensus.
It's just calls it space magic. Some people
Okay.
have started realizing how cringy that sounds and going space magic, but
See, that's just making it worse. It is what it
does.
is.
yeah. Until we know what it's called, space magic is just fine.
Yeah, that'll work.
And we don't have a lot of direct information from them about it. It was, 2 seconds, 10 seconds of the direct. So we're going to get into that. But first, we've got some news to go over.
You should specify, though, that you specifically kept a lot of information from Zach and I so
did.
that we could be surprised.
They do not know what news we are talking about today.
We don't know what's going on.
Except for
I
one.
got
The
none.
first topic they know, which is the Settled Systems trilogy that they just put out.
Oh, man.
It's not really a lot of news. We didn't get a lot of information about the game from it. They're kind of more just hype videos, right? And I stole this thumbnail from, I should say, Starfield Signal, which is a great channel. He really goes into like detail on videos. So if you want that sort of information, go check out Starfield Signal. It's great. But I just took this off of his video that he did about his reaction to these 3 videos. And I want to know what you guys felt about it.
The videos are awesome. I love like little kind of like slice of life videos about people in the world, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of times RPG worlds can feel really empty and lifeless, even though there's a bunch of just like NPCs walking around. But when they do little animations like this where there's like stuff happening and people doing things, and it's just like, yes, it helps you get acquainted with the world better.
Absolutely.
And I dig it.
Oh yeah, it definitely. We kind of already knew that each of these videos was a type of. Oh my goodness, my cat wants.
Is that baby?
He wants to contribute so bad. He's gonna get in my lap.
Let him in.
Soon, I know, right? Come here, buddy. Okay, well, Chase, you can talk more if you want while I collect.
That's what I had to say. I said what I said.
So
Oh, it only takes a couple seconds to collect a cat. Okay,
there you
so I thought that they were just wonderful little insights into the clearly the gameplay approaches that they're making available, like, hey, you could do this, hey, you can do that. And so if you want to be one of these people that you now cat jumped away, goddammit.
Cat's gone.
That you can do that. So I'm really stoked for that, because we already pointed out, I think last video, that you could be a space cowboy, and then there's the space cowboy video, or you could be like a mafia cyberpunk dude, and like there's the cyberpunk mafia right there.
Yep.
So I was really stoked about that. It got me much more emotionally attached to the play style, or the I guess lifestyle of the game that your character can embody. So that was cool.
One thing that I gleaned from it, from at least two of them, not Super et Ultra, but the other two, Where Hope is Built and The Hand That Feeds, is that it looks like your decisions that you make in quests, in conversation or whatnot, in relation to other people, is going to have sometimes very significant consequences. And sometimes they'll be multi-layered, right? So in The Hand That Feeds, we see that she makes this decision, this single decision, to protect the person from her friend. So loses that relationship with the friend, but gains entry into the giant supercorp that is, I think, Ryujin Industries. So, you know, that's a big decision. But in Where Hope is Built is where we see like the multi-layered approach with like rewards. So she saves the old man from the bandit, whoever that person was.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looked like Todd Howard with a gun.
Todd, no.
I gotta see that.
I can see if I can bring it up. So she protects him, and then he offers to pay her for protecting him, but then she refuses the pay, right? Basically, no, your money's no good. So instead she gets the part that she's been looking for.
Do you think that's indicative of any gameplay, or is that just a cute little thing? You know?
But so it could indicate that you may make a decision to not get paid, to be like, no, out of the goodness of my own heart, I did this, and then the person be like, well, you know what? Here's my ship. I don't use it anymore. Take whatever parts you may need. Whereas before, if you didn't refuse the pay, you may not get that option.
Yeah, maybe.
I do like the potential for you to sacrifice pay for like reputation, or
there you go,
or friendship. If that does anything, that's such a complicated thing to implement.
Yeah,
I don't know how often that would happen, but I'm sure.
I mean, they did that in Fallout 4 quite a bit when you were doing like companion quests.
Yeah,
you could be like, give me money for helping you because I'm a merc, or you could be like, no, this is on the house because we're friends, or whatever. I just can't imagine a situation that's that specific, where it's like, I need this one. Oh my God, that is Todd Howard with a gun.
Todd Howard.
A young Todd Howard with a gun.
Yep.
That's really
send him this picture. Make a meme out of it.
I'm curious if they already know about it.
Give Todd Howard a gun. He doesn't need this.
But that'll bring me to our next topic.
While you're bringing that up, or Jake's asked if we're doing another podcast heading into September 1st.
Yes, we will do one before it comes out, and then one after it comes out. I'll also be doing an unboxing of the Constellation edition.
Oh, of course.
So, yes. What if I told you guys that there are people who are already playing Starfield? Have been for like the past week.
What's with these goofy hackers?
Hackers? Are you kidding me? It's not hackers. It's early release, right?
People are already playing Starfield. The good news is,
oh my God,
you don't actually have to be a hacker to do this. It's very simple. All you have to do is be Pete Hines or Phil Spencer. So they've been seen on Xbox Live because their profiles are public. It's been shown that they are playing Starfield, which is cool because it means that they're probably playing like a close to release version of the game, and it shows how important this game is to Microsoft, that they're going in and kind of play testing and making sure that it's something they want to put forward. I assume they don't want another Redfall, so.
Dude, this would be way more pressure than Redfall.
Dude,
Redfall, absolutely.
Something else. We don't need to talk about that dumpster fire.
So they'll see their gamer tags, and that's like what they're playing.
Yeah. So I think they're both like P1 and P2 or something like that. Is their gamer tags? I know Phil Spencer, I believe, is P2, like player 2. But yeah, so they people follow him, like they can friend him and see what he's playing or doing at the time, and it's shown several times that he's playing Starfield, which if it was like a super secret, like usually pre-release versions of the games are kept offline, so they wouldn't show up as someone playing it, as them playing it, sort of thing. So it kind of means that they are playing like a release version of the game, potentially.
This is why I stay offline, so nobody can see what I'm playing.
And they don't want to see it.
Imagine you boot up a game and millions of people are like, "Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Can I play?"
Oh yeah,
You're
all the
playing
time.
this game that hasn't released yet, Chase. What are your secrets?
Yeah, being billionaire CEO.
That was a fun little topic. Just thought it was fun to show you guys that.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Is the
Look
Cancellation
at these clips,
edition.
man. You got these thumbnails. They're so fancy.
I know. I did a lot of work on this.
Cancelled.
Cancellation edition.
Oh, hilarious.
So
No way, dude.
Did you make these thumbnails, Joe?
I did.
It's got Joe's touch.
I told you I've been spending so much time on this.
You have. It shows.
So it's not actually canceled, but what has been happening is that Walmart has been canceling people's Constellation edition pre-orders.
Bastards.
That's a good thing I already canceled mine from Walmart, so they don't have
good thing I did the digital only.
Right.
Oh my god.
Some people, it like they ordered hours after it went live on there, and theirs is getting canceled. Now, I say canceled, but what's happening is that people are getting email notifications that the price of their pre-order has been reduced to $0 as some sort of price match scenario. And so a couple of people have called into support, and they've been told that, oh no, this is very normal. You'll see it go back up and you'll get charged prior to it shipping. Other people have been told, yeah, this is normal for our cancellation process. We've canceled your order. One person was told the first thing that I said, and then got an email like an hour later saying that their order was canceled. So they called back, and the manager was basically like, yeah, sorry, the person that you talked to last accidentally canceled your order. Now there's no way to reverse it.
Wow.
So
What?
A lot of bad stuff. If you pre-ordered it from Walmart.
Don't pre-order through Walmart? Is that the message we get here?
Yeah, probably. But if you did, check your pre-order. Find out if it still exists for you.
Make sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
Look into that stuff.
Did you tell me you can't revert that?
Apparently, yeah, that's the weirdest thing. I think that, and a lot of people think that it's really just Walmart having oversold the pre-orders for it. They sold more than they were gonna get, and
what did they expect, man?
And now they're just coming up with reasons to cancel people's pre-orders.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh, it was a fluke in the system. No, it's triggered by you guys going, "Oops, never mind."
You'd think there would be a system for that in their purchasing, whatever, that has a limit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've worked in the software industry. We kind of know how janky some stuff
Yeah, I understand that if one integer is less than another integer, you should be allowed to do things. But then if those integers equal the same thing, then maybe you should stop allowing orders or
but
something.
when you talk about so many people trying to do the same thing at once on your website.
Yeah, the concurrency of it, I'm sure, is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Never having to deal with that.
Right. Okay. Well, next up, a fan has discovered all of the skills.
I don't want to know all the skills.
We're not going to talk about them.
Oh, good.
I'm
ready to shut my camera off and walk away.
Yes.
I have a link to the document. They made a 40-page document highlighting all the skills, going over all of them. If you want to look at it.
40 skills?
No, there's plenty more than 40 skills. It's just there's more than one skill per page. Anyways,
I got obsessed about stuff.
They go over all the skills, at least what they think they are, what they've deduced them
That's a lot of skills, Joe. 40 is a lot. Okay. And there's more than that?
There's way more than that. We've talked about this.
Shit.
There's like 17 different skills per one of these skill trees. So, and there's 5 skill
17 times 4.
Times 5.
Wait, no, times 5. There's 100.
Oh, yeah, I can count.
Right?
Oh,
100,
God.
almost 100.
And then there's 4 ranks per. There's like 330 potential total skill points. Anyway, so someone thinks that they've uncovered what all of them are and what they do.
Okay.
There's a document that they wrote that goes over all of that. I will link that in the description for people to go over if they want to. We're not going to really get into it.
Yep. It's too much, man.
We're not going to really get into it here because we don't want to do a bunch of spoilers. But that's there. That's a thing someone spent like over 200 hours working on.
That's wild.
Also, speaking of people spending way too much time on stuff they really shouldn't, this isn't a topic I prepared for this, but I learned it the other day. There is one fan who's been commenting on every single day on the original trailer for the game.
Mm-hmm.
One comment every day since 2 years ago.
Okay.
What are they saying?
I don't know. I haven't looked over the comments, but I just found that charming and funny.
The discipline
Yeah.
of this man.
Go look at the original trailer, and I'm sure it'll become very evident which commenter it is.
Yeah. Sort by volume.
Yeah. Or just scroll down far enough. People probably have stopped commenting except for this guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the news. That brings us to our very special topic. The convergence.
Hey, yo.
Skyrim, yo. What the heck? And Fallout, yo.
Yep.
Did you do this, Joe?
I did also do this.
You did this? This is amazing. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I used images that existed and merged them together.
Yeah, of course, but that's a sick edit, man.
Yeah.
I want that as a background. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have the file.
Oh yeah, is it 4K?
You know what? Maybe I will find a way. I'll put this on our Facebook. So if people want
sick.
They can go to the Facebook and they can get the file there.
Dude, that's awesome.
There you go. So I'm calling this convergence of 2 RPG franchises as our special topic. What we're going to talk about is mainly going to be space magic, but first off, it's about how they're taking what they have learned in both the Fallout series and Elder Scrolls series, and they're kind of converging it into Starfield. Right. So I think that like the Fallout part of things is very evident in what we've seen from the Direct, right? You've got all the base building, the weapon modifications, the gunfighting, which
shipbuilding, which is basically base building.
Yeah.
A
lot of it, the ties to Fallout are very evident, and I think that these like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls side of things has not been showcased very much, if at all, except for when we get into space magic.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we get into the Elder Scrolls. Like that's where the Elder Scrolls is coming in, and I bet it's a bigger part of the game than we've seen, right? Because
so to take like one step back, where do you see how Elder Scrolls games have impacted Fallout? You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like, you know, they're not side by side moving into Starfield. It's like Skyrim came way before Fallout 4, which came way before Starfield. So I feel like one could kind of feed into the other, and then that could be like, see how that impacts Starfield.
There's definitely things that they learned from doing like Morrowind and Oblivion that fed into.
But we're not
Fallout,
talking about like RPG
that fed into
mechanics.
like Fallout 3. No, I'm not talking about like RPG mechanics. I'm talking about like, I think Fallout 2 was like a side scroller, wasn't it, or something like that?
I just mean more in terms of like if Skyrim, if what they learned from Skyrim's magic system is how they implement it into Starfield.
I don't think it's just Skyrim's magic system that they're using. We're going to get into this.
Okay.
But if you're talking about like what fed into like Fallout from Elder Scrolls, I would say that Morrowind and Oblivion are probably where you would look at for that, because that's where you've got like everything basically being lootable, and you know, a lot of systems that are in that suddenly become part of Fallout 3.
Right.
And then
because
Fallout 3 builds into Fallout 4. And so, yes, they've definitely shared some stuff between that. But I think when we get into Magic is when we're talking about the parallels between Skyrim or Elder Scrolls and
the more fantasy
and
elements.
Starfield. Yeah, the sci-fi. Like Fallout handles the sci-fi side of things in the Starfield. The Skyrim Elder Scrolls stuff is gonna fill out the fantasy part of Starfield. So it's a sci-fi fantasy game.
I can't see how they could have as rich of like lore with the fantasy elements in Starfield as
In
they
space
did.
Game.
Yeah, I can't. I
think
we'll see.
Go ahead,
Elder
Zach.
Scrolls lore is wild.
It is.
So,
but this is getting to like alien technology. It looks like so. It's like we said last time. Any bit of science appears to be magic until we understand it.
right.
So, so that I think that might be kind of how they're leaning on this, is that this is just science we don't understand. So it's magic. But even like the magic systems in the Elder Scrolls game have been drastically changing from iteration to iteration. In Morrowind, you could like completely craft your own spells from like anything. You just needed the correct soul stone or whatever to bind it to something or to create it and learn it. Like you basically pick what sect of magic you want. So destruction, conjuration, illusion, whatever. You pick what type of spell in that you want. You pick if it's on touch or if it's like projectile, and you pick the power, which determines how much mana it's going to cost to use, such like that.
Oblivion was the same way, right? Oblivion,
yes, but dumbed down a little bit.
Okay.
And then Skyrim was just like
Nothing.
It was extremely simple.
Yeah, no spell. You couldn't create your own spells at all.
But Skyrim got two type of magics. They've got your casting whatever magic, and then they had the dragon shouts.
Powers.
Yeah.
Well, they had powers, and then your hands. What's in your hands?
Yeah. Well, and
made
that's
it really fun.
Well, you're talking about enchanted items when you talk about
like
what's in
you
your
could
hands.
have. There's powers and shouts, which are basically handled the same way. It's like your right bumper that'll trigger that, and then you have what you have equipped like in your hands.
Oh, as your magic things. Yeah. So that's kind of how Skyrim handled it. But so they added more systems to it, basically, but not really a way to customize it as much, or make your own. So I think that Starfield's space magic is going to look a lot like Skyrim's shout system.
Yeah, it would have to be like that.
Yeah, but with
a power you just activate.
Right, but with maybe like a bit of the Morrowind Oblivion customization thing, and I'll get into why here in a second.
You think?
I think, and part of the reason...
That'd be cool.
All right, so this is the skill trees that we're seeing here, and if you notice, there's no skill tree that particularly seems to deal with magic.
That would be a little spoilery if there was.
You got physical,
maybe.
social, combat, science, and tech.
Okay.
So it seems that maybe there will be skills in here that will improve magical abilities. I can tell you from the document that there does appear to be a couple that might be related to it, but also may not.
You read through it?
I read through it because I'm preparing for this, but I'm not going to spoil anything. So I think that there are maybe skills that affect your quote unquote shouts, your space magic in here, but also they very well could not be buffed by any of this. Who knows?
Okay.
So there's that. So there's no skill tree for this. Maybe there's a hidden 6th skill tree when you unlock the magic ability, and then you do have skills for that.
When you touch the magic space rock?
When you touch the magic rings. So maybe there's that. But also we see this menu in the Direct, which has 5 sections here for skills, inventory, ship, missions, and the one in the top left corner, it doesn't show it here, but it's star map.
Okay. What's the bottom left one?
Ship.
Yes.
And we see here this person's level 11. If later in the Direct, we see a 6th dot up in the top.
Space magic.
Ooh, another dot.
And they're higher level.
Ooh. Wait, is there not a dot?
There's not a dot in the previous one. So the interesting thing here is, this is why I think it's a lot like Skyrim Shouts, is because Skyrim Shouts have a separate menu item, right? They're your shouts or whatever, powers. And so that's probably you unlock that dot to do more
Spoilers.
magic. This isn't something I discovered. This is something someone else discovered. I watched, and I don't remember who I was watching when I saw it, but I thought, yes, this looks right. This looks pretty intriguing, pretty
mysterious sixth dot.
The sixth dot.
Oh,
we're going deep now, boys.
The mysterious.
It's not space magic. It's the sixth dot.
I mean, that sounds more official.
There you go.
Yeah.
Have you unlocked your sixth dot yet?
Yeah.
I am the sixth dot.
Another thing. So that's all why I think it's gonna be Skyrim-ish. I think that there's also gonna be elements of Morrowind and Oblivion to it, to customizing it, because of. This is a comment from Fabian Winkler on our last video.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "It seems that nobody is talking about that we saw the fully assembled and functional artifact during the direct at 4403. You can see the hero floating in space in front of the activated artifact. It has the rings, looks like a human-sized portal to transport human-sized things, and it has alien language symbols on it."
Yep.
So, obviously we assumed this stuff was alien, but it does show the ring. What it actually shows is 3 rings. And in Skyrim, a lot of the shouts are 3 words. You don't unlock 3 separate words and mix and match them, but you know, fus, ro, da, and all of the other shouts, they're all 3 words. This power of 3s, I think that they like to do. And so
I don't know, man.
I assume you have to go around, assemble 3 rings, or find 3 rings, right? And
there's no way they're doing a 3 thing again.
Oh, why not? It worked the first time.
I guess it
It's also
would give it more
really
depth.
simple and nice.
Yeah, there's 3 rings there, but then go back to what's on the desk. Is that the same thing? I don't think it's the same thing.
On the desk, they have 2 pieces, and you are adding a third, and then it starts combining, or I think it looks like it splits apart into like 10 pieces, and then is like working into something.
But it's not the same as one of these rings for the portal.
We don't know. This part we don't know. There are different symbols, it looks like, on here. Notice these don't exactly match, which could be like 3 different words. So I think it'd be cool if you're essentially finding these rings and unlocking these words that can be combined to craft spells, essentially, right?
And then you can only have 1 active at a time or something?
I'm
Yes.
gonna bet it's like Stargate.
You only have 1.
I was gonna say, it seems like a Stargate thing.
But maybe you go into the Stargate and you unlock these 3 spells. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Yes, it seems like a Stargate thing, which is what this comment would also suggest. Correct?
Yeah. Maybe it's a Stargate. Yeah, it's a Stargate thing where it takes you to different places. So instead of having to jump your ship around, you can just jump through.
Maybe. But
I mean, why even jump through?
I was thinking about that, if they come up with a way to like quote unquote fast travel instead of having to like do a jump route. But then I feel like they're bypassing one of the major systems of the game.
your
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why they would do that.
I mean, and it is fast traveling in your ship. You just are hyper jumping.
Yeah, but it's
to
like
different
you have
systems.
to have fuel, they've never had mechanics dependent besides like, you know, oh, I gotta pay gold to use the wagon the first time I want to discover a new city. But I don't know.
So this leads me to the next comment from Fabian Winkler again. He said, if you look closely at the attacked people during the space magic, you can see that their weapons disappear. So if we watch hand, and then boom, their guns go. They're shooting and gone.
Oh.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
They just disappear.
The guns are gone.
Deleted
Now,
item.
this could just be that because they're incapacitated, they
unequip them.
They
They're in
unequip
their
them,
inventory.
and so they're just in their inventories. We had talked about this looked like, that maybe they're being stunned for a second by getting floated.
Yeah.
But this person now looks very dead.
Oh.
So as you step this, and you look very closely, it almost looks like she starts to become more gaunt. As if maybe they're decaying in front of our eyes. inside their suit.
Jeez.
So
That would be creepy.
essentially this spell was an insta-kill, AoE insta-kill.
That's
Which
that's
seems
wild.
extremely overpowered. But that brings me to maybe there's a give and a take. Maybe the guns disappearing are not unequipping, but rather deleting. You're essentially deleting loot at the ability, for the ability to clear the room.
Yeah, never doing that then. That's off the table.
But like we see this give and take in a lot of things within the game that they've showed us already, such as
Skills, traits.
Exactly. The trait system. They've got their list of traits here, and all of them have these give and takes for various things, such as the adoring fan is just annoying. That's the take on that. But the give is that he gives you stuff.
Does he actually give you stuff?
Yeah, he gives you presents and things like that. They said
that's cute.
The family, like you have the family, which is cool and cute, but you have to pay every so often.
Yeah.
There's ones that give you damage boosts when you're low health, but you get attacked by mercenaries more often.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun one. They did the same thing in New Vegas with I don't know if it was DLC or not, but you could pick traits that were like that. They were all kind of a double-edged sword.
Right.
And you could...
And you see it with backgrounds too. Backgrounds give you certain dialogue options, or could also make people hate you more based on your background, right?
Yeah.
So we see a lot of give and take with your choices in Starfield already. It's not too far of a stretch to suggest that maybe the magic would have a give and take. And if we lead that into the crafting your own spell sort of thing, maybe that's part of your crafting, is that like you want this ability, but it has this negative effect. And
look at that run.
And it
sprints up to you.
AoE or on touch or whatever. Like you could pick how big the effect is or whatnot.
I wonder if you can remove the negative side of a trait, but not like keep the positive. Like the whole thing where you get extra damage, but bounty hunters are always after you. If you could like stop it at the source, you get an extra quest to do that.
Oh, maybe.
But then you get to keep the damage. I don't know. It'd be cool.
That's true. But yeah, so that's sort of like what I'm getting into, where there's possibly this negative effects that might also be there with using the space magic. I found an article of someone who went over some potential magic abilities that they'd like to see in it. We kind of talked a little bit about that last week, and after looking over the video, I finally understand what Zach was talking about with the last video when we were talking. He was talking about the floor and someone like sinking through the floor. You were essentially talking about phase shifting the floor.
Yes.
And so people would just phase through it, which I completely agree with, and brings me like completely 180'd on the sparkle fingers thing. Absolutely, that would be way too heavy-handed, Chase. Understand it. I think reality bending magic is what we're gonna see. So like in this, like I said, we see them kind of decaying. One of the suggested magics was that it ages people.
That's kind of what I was looking for when we were rewatching this, is if like the fabric and the other stuff on the clip was changing.
Right, so like it's essentially like
Indiana Jones effect where their hair grows out.
Oh
gosh!
But it was essentially like like a fast forward time, like a localized fast forward or rewind time idea is one of their ideas. So it would, if you do that to someone, great. You age them dead, or you age them back into a baby or something like that. But their weapon and whatever equipment is on them also ages, right? So may have durability damage depending on how much you age them, or may not exist because you aged it backwards too long to before the thing existed.
You could get some funky time stuff if you could. That.
And many of this may not exist, but modders, it could make it exist, right?
I watched a video. I think IGN just put out a video about how they're setting up Starfield for success with how many blank slates they have out there for modders.
Exactly. Yeah. And they have...
Very excited.
They have... or they also came up with the idea of generating black holes whether that's like a projectile or like you shoot a black hole out and it just like sucks things in, including people and items that are on tables and stuff like that. Probably you would be like the one thing it doesn't have any effect on, right?
You do it in 0G and it's just like everything is instantly inside it. It's
and maybe you could get like with the manipulating of spells, you could change the amount of like area of effect that it has, so the suction power that it has or something like that. I don't know.
The suck power.
The suck power.
Yeah.
But also they came up with a cool one, teleporting. You could do it maybe teleporting on yourself or teleporting others. Like, and to/from random locations or specific locations. So if you're like taking a bridge, you could see someone up in the bridge and just teleport them outside, maybe. Or if it's I think that would be really cool if it's like a random location, so you just don't know where it goes.
But just somewhere else.
Yeah, but it could be teleporting them. Oh, it'd be really cool if it's just like a predefined for you random location, but everyone goes to that same location. Yeah,
like a jail cell that you put on one of your
but you don't know where it is
or whatever.
So it's
but that'd be cool. You could put an anchor for it.
Maybe, but you could also be just traveling space, going around doing stuff, and suddenly come across every enemy you've ever teleported out.
It's just like a mass grave somewhere.
Love that so
much. These are the war crimes I've committed. Oh, lovely.
A whole planet.
Oh god. Okay, a question though.
Go ahead.
What about a cooldown for your space magic? Because like shouts have a cooldown. I wonder how that'll work too.
Yeah, cooldown or some sort of energy that you.
I mean, if it's a power, then you wouldn't need it.
You gotta be next to a star to use it.
Ooh.
You gotta be like Superman, go to the sun to recharge.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's like it's gotta have like planetary juice.
So the last ability that I wanted to talk about that they brought up was energy manipulation. Being able to maybe overclock or disable systems on, say, people's weapons or their jetpacks or their ships. So you're like flying your ship and you can do an energy surge on an enemy's ship to just put them dead in the water for a certain amount of time.
Oh yeah.
Just instantly disable them. That could be really cool.
Have it feed into existing systems, like
or
ship manipulation,
or you overflow someone's jetpack, an enemy's jetpack, and just send them up into the sky.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So there's some cool stuff they could do there. That'd be really fun. Could have a lot of things, but that's the end of that segment. Unless you guys have more to talk about, more you want to talk about on it. No,
these facial animations are very interesting.
They're very gross.
Yeah, I'm like, I was playing Fallout 4 recently, and I feel like they had better facial animations than.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that is old and footage and has been redone.
I hope, because a lot of it looks just plastic doll.
Yeah,
that's just looks prettier.
They've never been that great at the facial animation.
That's true.
I feel like Fallout 4 did a pretty good job, but maybe it's just because I've modded it enough. I don't actually know.
Though, right? Because like they're trying to animate just the lips on a character that has been
that's the thing.
piloted into a position.
It shouldn't just be the lips. There's so many facial muscles.
Oh, sure.
Okay, let me figure this out. We're gonna go to Discord. We're gonna start our community spotlight. Remember, if you like what you're talking about, make sure to follow. We have a Discord, so make sure to join that. There's a channel if you have stuff you're proud of, art you've made for Starfield you want to submit. You can do that in that channel. That'll be linked in the description. And we're gonna get into some stuff I found on the internet, in Discords and whatnot.
Suggestions, hopes and dreams. We already got one good suggestion. Spoons.
Lots of spoons.
A lot of spoons. I think Thunder's gonna be collecting spoons like that lady was collecting sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Would you guys want to work at Bethesda, or is that like taking a look behind the curtain that you just don't want to see?
Oh, I'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Working.
I'd have a great time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like while you spend 10 years on one game, enjoying all that has to offer, you can play other games.
Yeah, but you would never be able to experience the game like you would if you didn't help make it.
I think the gratification of releasing something as magnificent as some of these Bethesda games have been would be well worth it. Because, like, I'm only going to play the game for, like, a couple of years, probably. Depending on what it is.
I'm still playing Skyrim, so...
Yeah,
like,
I mean, you know.
I don't know.
Sure. And that doesn't mean you don't love the game, even after you've done it, because maybe you only worked on a small piece of it. You don't actually know all about it, everything about it, right? Like,
yeah.
You could actually still silo yourself a little bit and say, oh, I'm not going to learn anything about the magic system. I'm just going to focus on the shaders and make snow look amazing for 10 years.
Well, and who says it wouldn't look... Who says it still wouldn't be magical to you, even if you did know all the inner workings of the game?
Yeah,
right.
It might be more magical to you.
Yeah, knowing all that went into it. Show Bubs.
Yeah, show Bubs.
We're going to do a raise.
Raise.
Oh.
Let us see his
Come
glory.
on, get your ears up here.
Hi, Bubs. The boy. The baby.
All right, here we are. Community Spotlight. Let's talk about it.
Hell yeah.
So first one is the Poor Man's Constellation Edition.
They made their own.
Yeah, so if you got canceled,
The cancellation
if you have
edition.
the Cancellation Edition and you'd like a Constellation Edition, you can make your own. There's actually a
watch.
Well, this is a Garmin watch that he had
Yeah.
that he put in it, but like it opens, it's got the mechanism. So there is a whole slew of 3D models that people download if you have a 3D printer.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the Constellation Edition, so you can
Oh,
print
wow.
your own if you have a 3D printer. There's also Vasco,
Yeah.
a ship, some badges, things like that.
That's what we'll do, Chase. We'll fire up the
Xbox
3D printer just to make our own.
Yeah, make
I
your own
want the
Constellation
robot.
Editions.
I want the robot on my
There you
desk.
go.
Robot.
There you go.
Vasco? Is it Vasco or? I just
It's
think Bosco.
I think they do call him Vasco.
I just think Bosco from Deep Rock.
Yeah, I do too, whenever they say that. So there's this awesome Cult 3D. I'll put a link in the description for this, but that's where you can go and get your own Constellation Edition if you weren't able to get one, or if yours got canceled, or for the heck of it, your Poor Man's Constellation Edition.
Sick.
I like it.
Yep.
Someone's got a 3D printer.
Next one is there's some more wallpapers on the Discord that people have made. This one's kind of cool.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, this person made a bunch more wallpapers with different backgrounds, same sort of
Nice.
Yo.
thing.
Oh. Yep.
Such a nice color palette.
It is a very nice
Mhm.
color palette. This person made a oh wow, that's not in the at all right. But anyways, this person made a
Greetings card.
greetings card, a postcard.
Postcard. Yeah.
Greetings from Jemison. That's
The
pretty
hell's
cool.
Jemison? Is that a space station?
That's where the main city is.
Oh, where is this? Is this from like a Starfield?
This is
Discord?
from the Bethesda Discord.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know Bethesda had a Discord.
This is a streamer, Chasm Marie, on Twitch. She made her own logo, faction logo here.
Oh,
Yep. So
Sick.
it's the Chasmonaut. I thought that was
that's cute.
great branding
I
for
like
herself.
that. Yeah, that's really cool.
There was spaceship fan art. This is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that a drawing? What is that?
Yeah, it's a drawing of some sort. A
Damn.
paint. I don't know, Photoshop paint thing.
MS Paint,
So
baby.
that was pretty cool.
MS Paint. Yeah.
There, this is a fun one.
Oh,
I
God.
called this Happy Gramps. He got his own set of Starfield paraphernalia. He's got badges here. He's got his. I love this jacket. I think this jacket looks amazing. By the way, the stripes up there, like the white, the clean white, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got the badge on the arm. I wish I could zoom in on this. Oh, look how happy he is. I just love how happy he is for this. It's awesome. The Reddit's very positive. People posting all sorts of fun things.
Oh, heck
That's good. I'm avoiding it because subreddits tend to be so negative.
Well, go to the Starfield one because it is not.
Yeah, that's good to know.
The next thing is Seagate put out a series of themed.
Yo. What? Okay.
What the hell?
Themed hard drives.
I do.
So it's an external.
It's an external hard drive, and they come in different sizes. So there's like a really large one. I forget what the size on it is, and then smaller 2 terabyte, 3 terabyte, and I think 8 terabyte.
Damn.
Oh, give me the 8 terabyte. Baby.
How much are those? Give me a price tag.
8 terabyte is $240.
Oh.
The 3 terabyte was it? Or whatever the next one was, 169, and the smallest one is 109.
Oh,
wow,
man.
they have a pretty steep price tag. It's like a 20 or 30%.
That is expensive for a hard drive.
Yeah,
for a 2 terabyte hard drive.
I think you can buy like a 2 terabyte for $60 if you wanted to from Seagate.
Yeah, you could.
But it's got that logo.
But it's got all the Skyrim stuff. It's got the lighting.
Cool stuff. And I mean, I really wish they were just selling the shells because you could put any hard drive you want in there, you know? Like,
yeah,
that's true.
Put one of those new Xeos 20 terabyte drives in the big one.
But yeah, that's all I got for this showcase.
Sick.
Those are some of the new stuff that popped up since our last meeting.
Yep.
And that about does it for this. Thank you guys for geeking out on Starfield and Space Magic with me.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. We're going to do one more video before the game comes out, and then another after, and so on and so forth into the Starfield for all eternity and whatnot until we decide to stop. But yeah, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for showing up. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, review us. That's all great. We look forward to hearing from you. If you have ideas, things you want us to go over, things you think we missed, things you think we should cover, or speculate on, because we like speculating, do that. Let us know in the comments, and we'll make sure to do it. So, yeah.
Right on.
Adios, motherfuckers. No. See you guys later, and have a safe journey into the Starfield.
All right.
Bye.